Welcome to another edition of the Motley Croc. It is Thursday, the 3rd of, August. And we are going to get together, me, Jimmy, and Jeff tonight. Brett's going to be tied up. Brittany's not feeling well. So we'll talk some shit. We'll have some fun. We'll catch up where Jimmy was. We'll catch up on Jeff's week. We'll make a comical roller coaster of shit on this show tonight. We can have fun. I don't have to worry about offending my sister. So what am I going is I'm going to bring everybody in from the backside of the audience. What's up, bro?
What's going on, everybody?
The Manic. What's going on, homie?
How y'all doing?
I'm glad to see everybody, man. Jimmy, you're off the road. How was it, bud?
Yeah, welcome back.
It was good.
Jimmy.
Just got home a couple days ago, and shows went phenomenal. They were busy, just like
good.
our other shows, and might have another show booked in October. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Could definitely use that. And got home, been catching up on animal shit, and then also doing a little painting. So
A little what?
Yeah. What's that?
Painting, yeah, painting.
Painting.
Remodeling. Remodel, a little fun.
Nice.
That's it.
Speaking of which, I got some news.
Shoot.
I'm under contract.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got that place in Dade City, the gray one, the Stilt House.
Yeah.
Nice place, middle of nowhere, like 100 yards from the Withlacoochee.
Nice.
In the woods. Can't see any neighbors from my yard on either side. So,
how much land are you on?
It's about a quarter acre. I'm kind of bummed. The lot next door, which is about another quarter acre, sold for like $8,000 in January. I wish I knew, a little forethought.
Yeah, seriously.
You would have just bought it too.
I know, dude. Seriously, I'll go offer him 10 for it. But I'm going to be pretty close to you, Jimmy. Dade City, so hop, skip, and a jump from Ocala, sort of, kind of.
Hell yeah, that sounds
closer
awesome,
than I am now. So
yeah, Dade City's about halfway from me to Jimmy's.
Right on.
We run that route all the time, Mike.
Okay. I've heard of it. I just can't place it.
I saw pictures of your dad holding the tegu, that you're keeping for the facility that had some issues in. How was your crocodile? Were you impressed to see him?
Yeah, bro. I haven't seen that croc in years, and he's awesome. He's absolutely awesome.
Man.
And yeah, he got big.
He's a fucking monster, dude.
You do that.
I was thinking. I just got back. I was in South Florida. It was Daniel, the frog and the monkey Daniel. What's up, TJ? Good to see you, homie. And we were up in the Keys, and there was some seriously awesome wildlife. I have some stories for you that I will talk after we end the show. That will make you guys bust a gut, but we won't be talking about it here because it's just not appropriate for this kind of phone call. But I went out. I was at my place. I'll give you a funny story to start off the show. I took Daniel. It was his birthday. He's like, man, I really want to go to the Keys. We went down there. We had a really good time. Michael Forster, what's up? And
hey, Michael.
Daniel lost the biggest fucking yellow rat snake I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, dude, they grow big.
Well, it was almost 7 feet. At first, when we saw it, we were coming down Tamiami Trail. When we first saw it, I was just wanting to get home, and Daniel spotlights. Look, oh my God, what? Iguana, tegu. I mean, he just freaks out, right? Because he's young. That's still in his blood, And
shit, I still do that.
So this thing looked like a patternless berm. That's how big it was.
Okay,
Man.
Bro. I mean, huge. Like,
what's that big? That's a big rat snake.
It was probably about as big as a baseball. No shit.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, they get huge down there.
It was like, bro, I'm not kidding you. It was overgrown. I'm not exaggerating. The whole body, like about maybe a soda can. So you can imagine the girth of a soda can through its mid body and over 6 foot easy, dude. I mean, when Daniel moved it off the road, and then once it hit the grass, it was gone. But he moved it off the road, and it was like, we wanted to get more footage of it and really get a look at it, but we lost it. No pattern, blended into this orange tail. Beautiful, dude.
Always got to.
So was it like it was an Everglades rat snake? Does it yellow?
I'm not sure.
Orange or yellow?
I'm not sure if it was an Everglades rat snake.
Was it oranges or yellow?
It was bright yellow.
Yeah, it was probably an eastern.
No stripes. No stripes.
The Everglades ones are bright orange. They're beautiful.
And then it looked like it right as it got towards like the mid of its back down, it got like this orange look to it. But I mean, bright yellow, no stripes, red eyes, sick, dude.
Oh, no stripes?
None.
Damn, dude.
No stripes.
That's badass. You should have grabbed me that thing. I'd have bred it.
When Daniel picked it up over his head, Daniel's not super tall, but when he picked it over his head, the animal still was on the ground, and he's trying to get it across. It was. I'm like, good Lord, that thing is huge, dude.
I'm just glad there's not a yellow rat snake with a Daniel-shaped lump in the middle running around somewhere, dude.
There you go.
But we have that yellow rat out here that's about 6.5 feet. Remember, Troy, I sent you those photos of that one. That thing's like 6.5 feet.
They're impressive.
I see it regularly, and like you said, he's probably around this water bottle. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's how he looked, dude. You know, he's feeding on everything out there, dude.
Oh yeah.
He was eating some good stuff. So that was on our way out, but. So I stayed in this like really the family's owned this little area down there since 1956, and it's like a little lodge called a floating marina, and they have these little bungalows. So we got this bungalow, dude. It was like one room, one bathroom, a couple of beds. It was awesome, dude. So when I went out to smoke a bowl, and I'm chilling out, and I walk out, and I see this giant fucking cane toad sitting on the porch there. So I just picked it up, dude. And it was a big female. It was big. And Daniel was asleep on the bed, and I go, Cody, look at the size of this frog, right? So I go up to him, I'm like, Daniel, hey, you left your frog outside. He's in a dead sleep. He reaches up, he takes the frog, he nestles it right down by his belly, and goes back to bed. I told him, then the thing jumps on his back. Cody took a picture and then jumped off. It's hitting the wall. They'll hit the wall and trying to get out. So I picked her back up. I put her outside, and I said, thank you for a good laugh. And then Daniel woke up in the morning and go, bro, do you realize that you took the frog? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. And I showed him pictures. So I have pictures I'll have to send you guys of Daniel sleeping with a giant frog that he tucked into himself. So he really was the chimp. It was the chimp and the frog.
I was going to say. I'm glad he didn't go no further.
That's the first thing coming out of my mouth, the chimp and the frog.
That's exactly what it was. It was a chimp and the frog, Daniel.
Played by Daniel.
Unbelievable. Chimp and the frog.
Why is it every show my cat's got to get up here and show her asshole?
I think every show you give her a little scratch, and she knows, man, on Thursday at 8 o'clock, it's time to get better.
They all gather around, man. They're all sitting around here waiting to get their shot.
Learned it. She's like, I've learned it. It's a learned thing. But yeah, man, with all that stuff, I wish I could upload a lot of this stuff for pictures. I can put it here for everybody to see, and I'm going to try to do that, actually.
That's awesome. Sounds like a hell of a trip.
Bro, it's always a good time, man. Being as that, I get a lot of people down there, but I like Jimmy, we grew up in that area and we know everything about where to go. We were catching, we found a part in the Keys, man, which I know Justin and stuff already know about that. We had talked earlier, but we just found this one strip in the Keys down by Marathon, and every fucking palm tree had the Madagascar giant day geckos, dude. Every one of them.
Oh, dude, those things are nasty as hell, too.
Beautiful. So we grabbed one because that's what you do. And we set it up, and it was sick, bro. Like, they're just everywhere, man. Like,
yeah, I used to keep a trio of
there.
those.
Daniel's like, they're up there. They were everywhere. The day geckos are sick, man. Oh, and Marathon now. I can't find them anymore.
Those are the bright green, right? The bright
with
green
the red.
With the red on.
They got the red dots on the head and the sick looking, dude.
Yeah, they're great. They get big, too. They get good size.
Yeah. No shit. It's definitely good size. We were going to make it back up to Penny Camp and do a little looking for a little bit of those tokay geckos for fun. Because, Jimmy knows, dude, like I'm not, if we see something, we stop and look at it, but I'm not always wanting to go out and look on the roads for sure. I just don't do that anymore. I mean, my whole life in Florida, from the time I was in diapers to go catch shit, I've been doing it. So you just get worn out a little bit. So I lived a little bit through Daniel, watching him get excited. Oh my God, jumping out, turn around. Like, little ribbon snake, something that, most people would just drive over and go have an ice cream. He's out there laying down there looking at it and taking pictures of its eyes.
Right, there are no trash snakes, Daniel. Always remember that.
Yeah, that was a trash snake for sure.
Are no trash snakes.
Absolutely, Michael. So I've got some really good footage. We did go down to Flamingo.
Nice.
This time, that really old male. For those of you who know him, they know him. He's missing most of his jaw. Mm-hmm. So he's not connected. He's been there for a very long time. He was actually up on the very top this time. And Daniel got mad. The same asshole ran over a 3-foot gator in front of us. This guy was calling a truck. He creamed a gator, dude. And it's, it happens. There's so many things out on that road. And believe it or not, there was about, I want to say we saw about 20 python hunters with, trucks made up with rigs. They have orange vests and these big lamps, and they're scanning all of Tamiami Trail. all the way through the res and everything.
$1,000 to catch $100 python. Trust me, I've been there. You've been there with me, but it's.
Yep. I mean, but I've never seen this many trappers. I think it's because it's baby season. So
yeah, exactly. And they're catching them 10,
you
15,
couldn't see. Sometimes these guys would come out, use like close encounters of the third kind,
Yep.
Like when the cops pull you over. But I was going to say with that, they ran over the alligator, but we did see the cutest. He was up there, and I walked all the way up to him in the dark because everybody has a tendency to shine lights on him and fuck with him all the time. And I didn't want to do that. We walked up, we turned on the light to look at it. He let everybody take pictures. I mean, within probably 15 feet or so. And then he got a little tired of it, and he just opened his mouth real slow, man. Kind of cocked his head at everybody. He's like, "This is it.
I'm over
Turn
it.
the fucking light off. I'm done." I'm like, "Good night, sir." He closed his mouth and laid his head back down. It was pretty cool, man.
That guy sneaks up on
But
you too.
we found about 40 babies, brand new, rubbery, gummy little babies swimming around with the big midsection, just flopping around, dude, swimming
That's
around.
so
It was
awesome.
beautiful. Yes.
Baby, what? Cutest?
Yes.
Oh, that's
A
awesome.
whole clutch had come out. It looked like a couple hours before we got there because, I know what they look like. If anybody here has ever hatched a crocodile, you see them come out. They're about that long, and they got this big bulbous belly, and they got a little bit of their sack left, and they're like flopping around, dude, and they're like little gummies. It's cool as shit. I mean, you wouldn't believe if you look at that crocodile laying there, the other crocodiles are not even as long as this pen. It's just the neatest thing, dude. So I hope the Croc Docs get those guys and document them and get them all going because
that's
really
awesome.
badass.
Yeah, I saw Jenna's been posting a lot of stuff out there and looking for babies and eggs and stuff. That's just sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen Mike Lorette posting a lot of stuff because he's tagging them and letting them go and stuff.
Yep. The power plant up there. Yep. He does a good job out there. Mike does a good job out there.
Well, man, I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for all the baby acutus.
Good luck.
Little Everglades gummies, man. Tell me.
They were, they're going to get picked off. You already saw the birds coming in and shit.
I was going to say the birds.
It's really sad. I know there's a lot like, we don't interfere. Not all of them think that way. There's a lot of people that would, in the academic world, that would like to take some and start them like we do here when we release a non-indigenous to another country. You start them a little bit and give them a better chance. It's kind of rough. And I could never understand where they're like, well, you got to let nature take its course. And I go, hold on a second, man. First of all, you're 20 years old. Shut the fuck up. And second of all, if you know anything about Florida, like when our grandparents, my great-grandparents, we were here, right, in the 1940s, they just destroyed the crocodile population. Destroyed it. Yeah. And they can say bullshit all they want. And there's plenty of stories we've heard. And, my grandfather and all that, they all know about that stuff down there. They were hunting them and shooting them and killing them and the biggest ones and all this. So they almost wiped them out with just erosion, just them, coming on top of people, because they were killing them off. Even now, these people are spending all this money and buying these houses in the Keys. And when one crocodile lays on one of their seawalls, they have a heart attack about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why do you live there? I mean, you live in
a bunch of bullshit.
Yep. Well, now we should be collecting the babies in buckets like we do sea turtles, getting them started and then releasing them. We should do that. Yep. We should get the numbers back up to where they were in the 1930s and 40s. If we even had that type of, and I'll have to check with Venetia, but if we even had that type of data, so it's just when they say, well, let nature. Well, guess what nature is? We're primates and we happen to be here at a time we can help them. So that's nature, man. Help them. So I'm not the type of person that would see something in the wild and let something kill it and eat it. I wouldn't do that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. Yeah.
Save it. Don't let it dry. It fell out of its nest. It's a little trout. It's laying on a hot rock suffering. Fuck no, man. We're not keeping the animal. We're putting it in the water and we're helping. Give it a little assistance, man. And then get it started. It isn't like with the alligators where there's a lot of alligators. Now, not that I would kill little baby alligators, but there's a lot of them. But the crocodiles have to catch up. And frankly, the crocodiles are an amazing species.
Well, I'm not going to mention names, but you had an incident happen a couple years ago where you went out doing the same thing and you had words with somebody about that.
And it helped them anyways. I helped them anyways. And then when I went back and saw that I helped them and they were in the freshwater, but he looked at me like that. I said,
What the fuck's wrong with people?
Because a lot of people haven't had the opportunity, Jeff, I think, to grow up with crocodilians. So
I didn't.
Once you really spend a lot of time with them, and I listen, I've got a lot of friends that have them that are new to it. You know, let's say within 5 years, new to it, and they still like it's kind of like they treat them a little junky. You know, gators. Oh, you know, just this one died. Oh, why it died? I'll buy another plop it. Oh, it bit this or bit that with it. I understand, but when you come up around them, they're probably one of the most intriguing animals to me in our state. As far as we have some neat wildlife, but those crocodiles, man, hands down, man, are like, man, that's just a piece of prehistoric time.
I never miss a chance to go up there and look at them. Anytime I'm down there for anything, I got to go up to Flamingo, especially right at sunset.
Oh, you got to
see man, watching those big scoots, you know, coming out of the water. You can't miss a crocodile when it's swimming. And they're and that locale is so yellow. So you're right. You see them, they just glow. Oh, beautiful.
These babies were little golden nuggets, dude. They were like little nuggets that you just took little bars of gold and, you know, they were just throwing little bars of gold in the water. Like, beautiful.
Were you with us tonight at Flamingo? I think Ricky and me were there too. And we were going, there was one of them sitting, I think it was one of the small females sitting right inside the boat ramp in the water.
Yep.
We started to walk over and there was that one up on the embankment. We didn't see it.
And he jumped off like he dove off.
Yeah, and jumped off. Dude, scared the shit out of me. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Florida has a couple. That's right, they do. There's a couple different populations of different wildlife here, and you know, I just want to say that I'm glad that, you know, banning everybody from having a pet iguana has reduced the iguanas from 9 billion to 899 billion in the Keys, because every day I woke up, man, you open the door and they run. They're like, fuck, and they all scatter. It's amazing. Jumping over the fence. There was we had a little bush out there, 3 little babies in the bush. There was a couple big ones out. They walked through the rocks, picking up. So I'm glad that it really stopped all that. You know, it's really saving, you know. And I don't know about you, but I've been to the Keys almost all my life, and I don't see any damage.
Never.
The only damage that I see in the Keys are the people that live in the suburbs along the side that are shitting on the rocks and in buckets and laying in blankets down there, procreating, breaking up bottles, stinking it up. Worse than any iguana or any other animal can do down there. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
You know,
actually, I heard they're going to put them on the conditional species list, so it's all good.
I thought they were just going to throw them out in the Gulf and let it suck them out.
Don't hold
the
back.
The reason I have an issue with it is because you'll stop to take a nice walk or whatever, dude, and they're living down in there. You know, they're just living in the shrubberbs right on the side of the road, dude. Like, what is that? You know?
They have done absolutely nothing by putting them on the prohibited list. Nothing.
They wouldn't, right? And so now, like, you want to see these iguanas and you want to walk down and look at them, and there's like this beautiful water, and there's a big bum turd on the middle of a rock, and they use a paper towel to wipe their ass, and it's stuck to a tree, and you're like, you're worried about the green iguanas eating a nut, and this guy's out there shitting on rocks in front of kids. Get them out then. Catch all them. We need to have the University of Florida needs to go down there and do the human removal population room and go in the shrubberbs and catch all those wild humans. Get them the fuck out of there.
Exactly. That's
motherfuckers.
Exactly.
And I don't care what anybody on here thinks about it. Oh, they're so sad. You don't have to live in that area. You can live somewhere else. They're ruining the ecosystem in the Keys. You know how many blind mullet are floating around down there when you're trying to enjoy yourself? Yeah. So, but the whole trip itself was awesome. I kind of miss going down there.
Yeah, I've been there.
I'll definitely do it again. I'll definitely do it again. Samantha, what you doing, kid? It's good to see you.
What's up, Samantha? Yeah, I had some old videos pop up in one of my memory things on Facebook, and it was also on one of the Croc Star tours at Robbie's.
Mm.
You know, that was a blast, man. Always fun.
Robbie's Marina.
Yep, good time.
I love Robbie's.
I do too, man. I still get a kick out of feeding the tarpon. See how far I can get my arm in there.
Here, I'm going to send you guys some pictures. I broke Daniel's virginity with the tarpon.
Nice. Did he get bloody?
He has that. He has that.
How did he do?
Listen, you know, he has that soft, like his arms are like penis skin, you know, like real soft and delicate. Yeah. When he came out, people thought he was attacked by a shark. This Asian lady runs up to him and goes, "I have alcohol. You need alcohol." He's like, "No. I mean, blood was coming out. Kids were like, they ran off. It was like that. I'll send you a picture.
Shredded his ass.
Holy shit. They do too. I got some pictures of my arm all tore up from those things.
But he has that real soft child skin, you know.
Dude, I hope he held his feet. One of those things will take him right down.
Well, they put kind of nets in there now because I guess kids were falling head first in there because they're dumb.
Hey, that's called social Darwinism right there, man.
I agree, Jeff. I agree, but nobody looks at it that way. They get, they got to protect the children.
Yeah, you don't stop a stupid person from walking off a cliff.
Yeah, you can reach your arm through. They put these heavy nets. You can put your arm through, and the tarpon will still grab your arms. But I guess littler kids were doing it. There's still a part that doesn't have it. But little kids were down on the end down there, and they put their arm in there, and the tarpon will pull a kid right off the dock, dude.
Dude, I went down there with a friend of mine, and she decided to go up to one of those pelicans. Those things are so freaking mean, man.
Oh yeah,
they
are too. Yeah.
Not a sea full of tarpon than those things. But I love the tarpon. I do.
Bro, there's a place. Is it down there, or is it in Florida? No, Florida City is the beginning of the Keys, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, Florida City is if you go
Everglades City
down 29,
up like near 29. So I think Pelican rescue place off of Everglades City, bro. I'm telling you, there's a ton of them, and they are nasty as shit.
Dude, I need rescuing from the pelican sometimes. I thought those things were going to bite me. They were coming at me.
The attack pelicans.
Yeah.
Is that Daniel and his toad? That's awesome, dude.
Look how fucking sexy
a boy
that
and his toad.
Huh? It's a good thing
if I didn't know better,
we didn't like boys because look at that curvature.
He kind of looks like he's pulling those hips back a little bit.
I know, dude. Look at that curve. Did you see the curvature in that? Look on your phone.
Dude, I don't know. He's dreaming about toads and
no, dude. He's like a straight up Playgirl model there. Look at that bootay. What? Look at that bootay.
Woo! That's some shit right there, man.
Damn it, dude.
Bro, his hands like good.
Samantha, we are talking about that. But no, I saw, but Daniel, I even showed it, and people are like, hey, Daniel, you're curving a little bit there, looking like a little Playgirl model there, curving up like. But that's how he sleeps every night. So it's kind of, he liked that frog. It was weird. I don't even want to talk about that frog. He is now the frog and the primate. He has now made it. The chimp and the toad. That's him, dude. It's finally there. It happened.
I forgot I took an edible like 2 hours ago.
It's all right.
I needed it, man. This house buying shit is so much work and it's so stressful. Paperwork and I got my inspection tomorrow. I got to go up to Dade City tomorrow. If anybody's not doing anything and wants to see the crib, you're welcome to tag along.
Yeah,
that's cool, exciting, man. Man. You're getting it done.
Dude, for sure. I'm psyched, man. I really am. And I'm going to put a nice little privacy fence around it and have my own little oasis up there. Y'all can come up and, hang out. And
so how far? So have you looked at different hospitals now that you're going to be moving?
No, I'm going to stay at St. Joe's, but I think I might pick
up
some.
That from there?
It's like 45, 50 minutes. But I drive 7 miles now and it takes me a half hour because I drive there at 5:30 and it's either West Shore, Dale, Mabry, Himes, McDill. Either way, I'm fucked, so it's slow going. So I figure I'll add some time. I'll listen to a couple podcasts. I'll, worship Satan, whatever I do in the car,
For sale, beautiful out here.
So they're selling their Airbnb. It says small waterfalls with crawdads. Where is this Airbnb at? If beginner's guide. Where is this located?
Yeah,
my place is an Airbnb too. Hold on, I'm gonna send you all pictures.
Small waterfalls with crawdads and shiners, 2 houses, large 1-bed house, 3-bed, 1-bath house.
Nice.
Let's see.
Yeah, you have to tell us where it's at, beginners. But yeah, man, it was a really fun trip. I had a good time, man. We got to go to the Zoo Miami.
Cool. Did you get
actually Laura, she showed us around.
That's so cool, dude.
Ryan Martinez. They were all talking. We watched a bunch of the Croc things, and it's hot as balls. Hot as balls, dude. God, it's hot there. So.
Oh man, I get out of work in the morning at about 7, and it's just starting to get light out right now. And I walk out the door, and it's like hitting a wall of humidity and gross. I can't.
When we were up in Virginia doing shows, man, it was so fucking hot. It was so hot. I mean, it was like here. Like, I would go do a morning show for a kids event, and it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. So was it like that now when you were up there? It was that bad?
Yeah. Very bad.
Man.
Like it was in the morning time. I would go there and do my kid show. When I finally got back to the hotel, because we had shows a few hours later, I was drenched head to toe from the humidity. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Just walking to work, I sweat like a whore in church.
Are you in a flood zone here?
Yeah, it's in AE. It's the FEMA flood zone, but it's on stilts, so my flood insurance is under $800 a year.
Yeah, I see that. It's a very nice home, dude.
Thanks, man. I'm super psyched. Do you guys want all those Jesus decorations that they're leaving? All the furniture and crap stays. So
I think you should leave it as a shrine, man. That's gothic,
dude. It ain't that gothic. It's all those nice
all black and leave them in the wood.
Love you signs.
Are they leaving the house fully furnished for you too?
Yeah, dude. Fully furnished. All the TVs, all the furniture. Everything comes with it.
I dig the wooden roof. It looks really good inside the kitchen.
I do too, man. That was one of the big points for me. And the only thing I hate about it's got one bathroom.
Really?
So,
that's it?
If you fuckers sleep over, I got dibs.
I'll go outside, bro. I'm used to it.
I was going to say, I'm going to get a couple of those Homer buckets from Home Depot.
God.
And I'll have the girls that can bedazzle them for themselves.
That would be nice.
Right? And the rule of the house is bust your own bucket.
Oh, my God. That cracks me up, actually.
Buzz your own bucket.
Bust your own
Arkansas.
bucket. Again, they put stickers on it, whatever. Ruby can draw demons all over.
Man, but I'm looking at definitely checking that out. I think that's great. Houses on stilts are pretty cool.
Oh, dude, I'm psyched, and my flood insurance would be like $7,000 a year without it. It's not that close to the river, and it's kind of upland, but FEMA's FEMA, and they put their flood zones where they put their damn flood zones.
So are you like in the 100-year flood zone, or is it like the recent updated?
Is that where Winnie the Pooh lives, in the 100-year flood zone?
I think so.
I don't know. I know the designation's AE.
What does that
which
stand
is the same,
for?
I don't know. Asshole entrance.
Asshole.
Or exit. I don't know what
it's like agriculture, something like that. Agriculture.
It's
or whatever like that, because you probably have to share lot. And when you come through, is your property immediately off the road, or do you have to share a road? And
no, it's immediately off a dirt road, though. It's right on the corner of two dirt roads, man. This is my first time living on a dirt road ever. I'm a city boy, so
the only shit you won't like, dude, is trying to keep your car clean sometimes. If you ever
it's
something fancy, that's it. Everything else will be awesome.
And lots of like old turkey oaks. So I'm hoping that there'll be some hognose scooting around.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find that.
Which the Southerns are going on the endangered list.
That's what I was talking
I
about.
heard that.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Nobody ever really sees them anymore. There's a couple spots up in the sand hills, like by like Brooksville Ridge and stuff like that, but there's not a lot around. There she is again.
I'm reading up on the AE.
Oh yeah. It's
so it says AE flood zones are areas that present a 1% annual chance of flooding and a 26% chance over the life of a 30-year mortgage, according to FEMA.
So that's nothing. So AE zone, that's why it's paying $800 a year in insurance.
Yeah, well, it's also stilted. They're like, what kind of deductible you want? I was like, give me the highest one you got, man. If the water gets that high, I got bigger problems.
Oh, sure.
It's
if
like
your house is floating away, Jeff.
Yeah, and the guy closed in the bottom. It's got that little man cave thing in there, but that's gonna be the reptile room. I just got to frame one wall. It's already insulated, I think, on the 3 back walls. So I've got to frame one wall, and then I'm going to bust through like a portable air conditioner and put my racks in there, and not have my house smell like snake shit, or have substrate all like a trail of substrate from the snake room to the living room, and then a little pile on the table where I put my feet. It gets irritating.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I don't do none of that.
By the way, that edible kicked in, and I am high as fuck. I want y'all to know that right now.
I hope you're enjoying yourself.
I am, dude. I forgot I took it. I always do that with the edibles.
I know people come on and jump off and come on and jump off. Why don't you interact a little bit before you jump off? I mean, I know the haters that are in here peeking. What are they doing? What are they talking about? I know they're not going to say anything, but I know there's other people in here. Say something, ask us some questions and talk, We got a lot of cool stuff going on, man. Fuck the shrubberbs. I got a topic. Let me ask you something, Jeff.
Yeah.
Do you absolutely have to be nice to people when you go in public, or can you just mind your own business?
I'm always, you know me, I'm always nice to people until, you know, to quote Roadhouse, until it's time not to be nice.
Yeah.
You know, I try that. You know, I have little tolerance for stupidity these days, and there's so much of it around. You know, I say what's on my mind. Damn the torpedoes.
Yeah, like these like walking skin skeleton tweakers that I see at the gas stations early in the morning. You know, you're minding your own business, and here comes a skeleton. He rides over on a bicycle, right? And he's got his little fucking hoodie on, and you see him.
Gas can.
So I'm like, oh, here we go, tweaker, right? So this one guy, I'm taking Daniel and Cody, and we're putting gas in the car. We're getting ready to hit the road. So we see this, you know, tweaker, you know, and I'm like, oh, here we go, guys. You know, he starts riding around. I go, it's just these little homeless tweakers. So the guy rides his bicycle about 50 feet away from me and goes up to the wall and he goes, why don't you come say it to my face, player? I lost my shit, dude.
Oh, dude, wrong guy.
It was the top of my lungs. And in my brain, I'm like, wait, I got to get to the keys. Daniel's birthday. The cops are going to come. So I just was like, man, I'm not going to say what I said. And then he backed off. And then after he told me he wasn't homeless, then he went to dig through there's a place there for people who really are homeless that need clothing and shoes. And his skinny ass pulls the tray down. He's got his body in there and he's stealing stuff out of it for himself. So I was like, you're not homeless, huh? So he's going to steal from the homeless? Skeleton looking weirdo, like big old scabs all over him and shit. My God, dude. And what is it, dude? It's like a gas station is like this big piece of shit in your yard. And all the shit flies go to it, dude. Which bring in other shit flies and then shit hawks. Every time. It's like, hey, open a gas station and tweakers will come there, bro.
They do every time. Every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time.
And, you know, I see the guys, man, that are just cool and don't say nothing. I know there's some older guys out there, man, that, you know, have had a hard time and they don't say nothing, and I will help them. I pulled up and we were coming out of like Fort Myers area, and I was getting out, or Fort Lauderdale, and we were getting off, and there's this black dude. He's sitting in this wheelchair, man. He's got cool as shit looking old gangster, dude. Looked like he was like 78 years old, hat to the side. And I'm like, fuck, it's hot. And he said, shit, you think it's hot? If I walk out in the sun, my skin falls off. And he made me laugh. We had a couple laughs, a little bit. Never one time asked him for nothing. But I noticed he was drinking this big, and he really was, so don't talk shit, motherfuckers. This big grape Arizona iced tea, dude, right? Whatever they are, the big grape Arizona drinks. So I was going in there get a Dr. Pepper, and I saw him, and it was like, you know, 2 for $3. So I walked out to him like, here, man, try to use these when you need them. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. That was just cool, you know? Those guys are cool.
Yeah.
But this little cracker tweaker that came up to us in the morning up there, where, first of all, fuckers, it's 90 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. Why are you wearing a sweatshirt?
Yeah.
When you're too
cool cap and
what are you doing?
6 jackets. Oh,
I know. And they're always like chewing on stuff. And they're looking at, what the hell are they looking at? Or they're always bent over. They're like bent over standing there by their bicycle that they stole the neighborhood over from some child. They got it for Christmas. You know?
Yep.
So you just get tired of those people. And then you want to talk shit. And you're like, oh, you should feel sorry for them. And you should care. But nah. You do that shit to yourself. When people stop playing victim and doing that shit to themselves, the world will be a much better place, man. Because we've all had our issues. And I have friends that have had horrible issues. Worse than some of these guys. And they're still out making it better in life, man.
I've been there, dude. I've been down to the felt many times in my life and always come back. That's
right.
Got to fucking.
So have I. How many times have all of us fell on our face, dude? Like, what the hell? Where you get that feeling of just, man, I fucked up and I've got to do this and but you don't turn into a fucking piece of shit and put sneakers on and go out. I'm tired of the world anymore, man. Where there's like. Nobody wants to take responsibility for themselves, and nobody wants to take responsibility for anything. They want to blame this or blame the system or blame their parents or blame their uncle or blame their aunt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people are just fucking stupid. I know. I ran into people today like that at the gas station. Same thing like you're saying. This little guy, I'm going to use the proper term, little guy. He was sitting out front.
A runt.
And but very he was a small person, and he was sitting out there and he had these little knuckle tattoos. His hand was like the size of the top of the water bottle. Like that.
I love this, dude.
And
You want to step on it, twist it?
outside, and he has his little legs on, and he didn't say nothing to me. But then, like you said, no shitting you. Here comes this guy walking in a sweater, looked like a scumbag, and he started yelling his name, and next thing you know, they're like, the guy's taking his cigarette and letting him smoke the cigarette together, and they're sitting there smoking the cigarette. I was like, I can't even.
You know?
Did I tell you about the guy in Lakeland who was wearing a full-length fur coat like a couple weeks ago when I was out looking at houses? The guy's just walking down the road in Lakeland wearing a full-length, nice-looking fur coat.
Jimmy wasn't on that episode, but you did talk about that, and it was 100 degrees.
It was like 90-something degrees. It was one of those first hot days of this wave, man, and it was brutal.
I don't start off that way, bro, but I figured, look, if I'm down at the gas station, I'm getting something. I worked all day in the sun, or I've been doing something with animals that need my attention, right? Because they can't go get a job, do something themselves. One of my favorite stories, and for any of you watching, if you've ever seen, if you have a sorry little heart and stuff, and I'm offending you or Jimmy or Jeff, then leave.
You know I'm unoffendable.
But here's the deal.
Your opinion's your opinion.
It's not just leave, people. Just get off if you don't like it. But I like when they come up with this story, right? So you got to picture this person that looks like they've been attacked by a pit bull, picking the skin off their face, in a sweatshirt, riding a rusty bike that's got 2 different color tires on it. They're wearing 2 different types of shoes. They probably shit their pants multiple times. Everything's just infected on them. And they come up to you and they have this story. Hey, you got a couple dollars because I broke down in the car up the street with my family. I'm like, listen, the last time you saw your family was last time you ate that rock and they threw you the fuck out. Shut the fuck up, you lying fuck. Nobody would have you as a family. And if there's children in the car waiting on you to come back, dude, I feel sorry. Let's get them kids out of there. And that's the thing. And another thing I don't like is when these people go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and they sit there with little kids, with little children in the 90-degree weather. These kids' little faces are pink. Now, look, these little kids don't have a choice, man.
No.
You know, I'm going to drive right by them, dude, while they're laying there dying, and I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A and have a sandwich. You know why? Because I can. But it doesn't mean that they should be leaving that out there. Well, why do we allow that, dude? Why do we allow that? Why? Because that's children. If you want to be an adult and do that, you shouldn't be having your shit out there. Kids, they should not have to be out there.
Oh, yeah. I saw a guy with a baby in a stroller the other day on Dale Mabry in Manhattan, just sitting in the median collecting money. And I'm like, man, get that kid out of there.
I love you, Greg, a lot. More than you know, buddy.
Greg, I don't either, buddy. I don't either, Greg.
I don't know where we turned to where it was like, I remember being young. And and the way things went for us was different. You know, you had to look at the bright side of the bullshit you went through. You know, you didn't get the chance. You know, if you flew off your bicycle and skinned your knees, they go, suck it up, I'll give you something to cry about. I mean, you remember that?
Yeah.
Rub some dirt on it.
You know, yeah, rub it in. Do you remember, Jeff? Like, it was like that. I mean, I could see George, like, abusing Jimmy. Get out there and fucking put dirt on it. But nowadays, they have to come into their little safety spot and put a little antiseptic. Even fucking Daniel, he has a scratch. He's like, I got to get to the car. I got antiseptic, ointment. I'm like, dude, you're going to get sick and die. You won't live as long as me if you can't ointment and everything.
You remember Mercurochrome? Anybody's mother put that shit on their fucking, that shit's burned, dude.
Nowadays, you go to the beaches, you see kids, they look like they're like they're Native American war paint. White stripes here. The whole head is white. They're all covered up. And they're like looking at, they're like little headhunters, dude. I mean, get some fucking sun. Get a sunburn. Get bit by a snake. Fall in the ditch. Cut yourself. I don't know. Do something.
You ever seen the commercial where it's like first time parent and like the kid hurts himself and they like freak out. They're leaving the house. They pack everything and then like it goes to the second kid and all they bring is like their keys. They don't bring nothing else.
It's so true, though, dude. My first kid, if the pacifier would fall on the floor, I'd boil that shit, send it to NASA to get sterilized. And the second one, I'd just take my shirt and rub it in there and be like, there you go.
But that's my point, though. That's my point.
And you know what? She's great immune system, apparently.
I mean, you need that. But, I mean, there's so much now. But all that stuff's victimism, dude. Like, come on, man. When are you going to chill out on that stuff? You know?
Yeah, we got exposed to a lot of shit as kids, man. We fucking ate lead paint and
we lived in bedrooms that had lead paint and asbestos
on it.
and asbestos in the ceilings. Remember all that?
Yeah, dude. My dad got me a job removing asbestos when I was like 16.
I'm glad you're still here
for a respirator and shit. He's like, it's totally safe, and it was like $15 an hour, and that was 1980 something. That was fucking good dough for a kid, just removing asbestos. Dude, I know you rode motorcycles for years, Troy, but tell me your first road rash wasn't like on a big wheel or something like that.
I told you one time, I told the show I got my penis stuck in a big wheel.
Yeah, or the green machine.
No, yeah, but I had this big wheel, dude. It was yellow and red. It was like I don't remember who made it. It was like Mattel or something at the time. And my parents had like this berm, in the back, and it was like we were in water retention. And so we'd get up on the top of it and we'd like do the side swipes and shit. Well, after you do that for a while, because when I was 11, I was a thick dude, bro. Like Jimmy knows what I mean. We didn't get to wear the 14 Slims. We wore 14 Huskies. Husky was the word. Listen, Husky was the word from you're a fat fuck, motherfucker. And those are the donut eating jeans, right? So we'd be wearing those donut jeans. So anyways, we're fat and we're fucking around and we're hitting this big wheel. Bang, bang. And every time we get to the bottom, we'd hit the side of the house. And in where the triple tree is, and what the triple tree is where it connects to the handlebars, for those of you that don't know that. And it had this long neck, right? And it went up to the handlebars. And your parents in my day, and probably even in Jeff's, he's a few years ahead of me, they used to buy those little Adidas shorts with the 3 stripes that were real small. Yep. Like if you sit down, all the pedophiles wanted to put you in their van and give you some ice cream and a free ride shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Hey, man, you can't get free ice cream and a ride to where you're going.
Don't get me started now. Adult men wear those shorts,
but whatever.
Exactly. So you're riding that all the time, dude, and you're a boy. You don't care, because you don't change your underwear when you're like 8 years old. You don't give a fuck. You'll put the same stretched out, lemon colored, pit scenting ones. You put them on. It's got a fucking. You don't give a fuck. You just put it on. And I remember I flew down this hill, Jimmy. I ran into the wall. I slid up, dude. I wasn't buckled in. And I went up and I was holding the handlebars. My crotch hit the handlebars and then I fell down. So now the very top of my dick is stuck in the top of this big wheel, dude. So I'm looking out of the side of my shorts is all stretched out.
That explains a lot, though.
And there was nothing I could do. Like, there's nobody there. Nobody. I was out by myself. So you're just, for dear life, you're on your toes and you're trying to figure it out. And all you know is you got to do this like incline bench press. And you like get it up just enough to where it like pulls, like kind of like having your finger in a game. Wow.
Dude, it's like trying to take apart a zip tie. The flat parts are in there, man.
So I thought I ruined my dick. It looked like cauliflower that night. It was perfectly proportionate on this side. I had a beautiful outline, and the other side looked like cauliflower pink. I was so scared. I was like, fuck, I finally had to tell my parents.
If you could tell the dick story, I could tell. Remember the old Roadrunner tracks in Fort Lauderdale and shit? The cars, right?
Yeah.
So one day I went to Roadrunner with my friends. I was staying in Boynton Beach, and we've been drinking all day and fucking smoking all day. And we get on these cars, and I was wearing a bathing suit. So I go around this corner, and you know how there used to be cracked on the bottom, and the cracks would go in and out and pinch you all the time?
Oh, yes.
They freaking grabbed a hold of my sack. Dude, it was awful, man. I go like 25, 30 miles an hour trying to fucking free my balls. Oh, it was fucking, I'll never forget that shit.
That's what the best part of the show, and just being honest, man. Telling honest stories about when you thought you
about our balls.
You ever done anything like that, Jimmy, where you're like, shit, I'm embarrassed, but I really did this? Like slipped and fell on a candle or a gerbil or something?
Not that. Not that. But I think we all had stories.
It was an accident. It was a drive-by.
Dude, I think
drive-by.
I don't think. I mean, we've all done some sick shit. I just don't really think, man. I mean, I'm really fucked up, so I'm sure it was much worse. But I don't think that most parents know exactly what it's like raising young boys. I mean, we're terrible. We do some terrible things.
Oh, dude, we're disgusting. We're fucking dangerous, man. Fireworks were illegal when I was a kid. So whenever we drive down to Florida, we'd stop at Pedro, south of the border, between the North and South Carolina borders, right? And my parents would be off taking pictures or whatever, and I'd be in the fucking store just filling my pockets with like cherry bombs, M100s, blockbusters.
Shoplifting, one of the best parts of life.
Oh, dude, I would go home and I would fucking destroy everything. Mailboxes, there was no safe mailbox in the neighborhood. If I didn't like my neighbors, it was just one after another. Boom, boom, boom. And
dude, that's amazing. See, those are, and it's okay to be proud of that. That's what's part about growing up.
A fucking monster.
Shoplifting was one of the greatest things, dude, that you could ever do when you're a kid. I mean, everybody has to do it. When you're a kid, you got to do it because when you're young, you can't really go to jail and there's nothing on your record. So go steal a CD or a fucking.
Yeah, but they can make you go apologize. That was the fucking worst, dude.
Dude, I was so excited that they had fucking cassette tapes because stealing records sucked, bro. Trying to put a whole record in the front of your shirt or your pants, you look like one of them grown-ass men because it would bend the quarters. It would look like a diaper when you're walking out. They're like, hey, get him, Tiger. Hated it. Tapes were easy. And then they thought,
the diaper version.
They used to think, hey, man, we got these guys. I'm like, no, you just take a razor blade and you cut that plastic and you fold that thing right out of there. So they thought by making the tapes, you remember, Jeff, they put them in these long cases with a big loop on it.
Yeah,
that was the handle for stealing. You could pull it out, slide it in your back, down half your leg, and run.
You just go home and crank it open. Yeah,
I just take a razor blade, and crack it out. I mean, shoplifting was great. I got caught once in a Kmart when my grandma and my mom were there. They didn't catch me with anything. I was good.
Bro, I haven't heard Kmart in so long.
Listen, some of the greatest Caymans I ever owned came from Kmart, but
Kmart.
I remember this one time I was at Kmart, man, and I was going to steal that day. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to steal the new Motley Crue album because fuck it. Everybody was a Christian and shit. Nobody would buy you anything. And it's hard to make money when you're like, 12 years old. So I'm in there and then I see these two guys. I think they're really slick, these loss prevention officers. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I've been stealing hardcore since 5. You aren't getting me. So I started doing this dummy shit and I put it around and then they busted me. But I didn't have anything, Jeff. This is a true story. They took my mom up into the office. I'm like, I don't have anything on me, man. I'm sorry. And they're like, well, we know you stole it. I go, no, I just was because I saw them. And then I'm like, you get bored because you get so good at stealing. Like you could literally back in the day walk into a fucking at 12 years old, you could walk into like a Kmart and put a boombox on your shoulder. And as long as you didn't look suspicious, you could find an old receipt in the parking lot. Just hold it and walk out. Don't look at anybody. Just act like you're doing your thing. Nobody would stop you. But new guys, or like guys from the youth groups. When they steal, it's like, and they jump around, like that's the first people you watch. Just walk in and take it, right?
Casual and nonchalant, man.
I would never do that anymore, ever. But when I was a kid, when you're young, you do shit like that. You just do. You never shoplifted, Jimmy?
I've never, no.
God,
I did a few times, man. I was scared.
I love this guy more and more. Jeff, one time my brother stole an entire 2-pound bag of Reese's Pieces, 6 Snickers bars, and like 4 Reese cups. And he's running. My dad's like, we're going, And he starts to run and he leans over and he pops the bag, bro. My dad's in front of us and he's like raining Reese's Pieces out of his pants. I'll never forget that shit. And I'm like, my dad never noticed, dude. He all got in the car and it sounded like somebody was dropping change. And never said anything. Shit. And then later on, we were supposed to be in bed. My dad opened the door to talk some shit. My dad shit talking was, Mom said, you're all being loud. Go to bed. That was my dad talking shit. Mom said, she sent me down here to tell you to be quiet. He'd open the door real quick, try to catch you doing something. Cody or John was eating a whole candy bar, dude. My dad like flips the lights on his whole bed. He had them all out, laid on his bed. He was going to eat them between 10 and 2 a.m., dude.
With the evidence.
So then he lied. Oh, I got it here. I got it there, whatever. And my dad drove him to every store and he lied, said he had to return shit. Some of the people say, I'm sorry, we don't have that candy here. That's, that's poor people candy. You can probably find that at the Jack Rabbit gas station. They weren't the good stuff. The stuff that was gold when you were a kid, like Snickers, Milky Way. And then you'd love it so much. Remember, Jeff, when you got your candy? You get a candy bar like the top, big as this, and a little wrapper. Maybe you lay in bed, you say, you'd want it to last. You just take a little piece on your tooth. You remember that?
Yep. Let it melt in your mouth a little bit. Savor it, enjoy it.
Exactly.
Savor it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What is this? I watched a Chinese video of 2 Chinese dudes with a glass pipe and a live cockroach. The goal was to blow a live cockroach in the other guy's mouth. That would be a game I would have played at 12 years old.
Yeah. Oh, dude. People who ate bugs were king.
Dude, that we just do some crazy shit. Anybody here, except for the end of Jimmy, if anybody here went to school in the 1980s and y'all had bets on what you had for lunch, if anybody could do the longest long shot into the urinal, Whoever could do it the farthest
Arc.
would get the arc. He fucking Jeff knows.
Arc it, man.
So we got good at it. The first time you go, man, you got that little boy pee. You're like looking at your little guy, and he's like peeing. You're practicing that week, and you're backing up. And the trick was that you take your finger, dude, and you pinch the top as hard as you can, and you just release until it burns so bad you feel like you have an STD, and you let it go. And it fucking almost hits the ceiling. We were the king of long shots. So we could be like, I'll shoot it over my friend's head. And they'd stand there and it would like shoot over the top of them and arch. And they're like, woo. And you would win you would do that for like a bag of Fritos, man, or something like that, dude. You know? And you don't remember doing long shots? Nobody's done a long shot here, man, except me and Jeff. That's fucking. I know Craig has. He grew up in a long shot era. He probably invented it, those guys. But that's what I mean. All those funny things you do as a kid, nobody ever talks about, man. Come on now.
Oh, dude. Being a kid was fun. In the 80s,
it's kind of hard, Michelle, for you guys to do it unless you turned around and shot backwards like a cannon.
I don't think I was that agile as a kid, man.
It doesn't even work like that for chicks. I've seen the chicks pee. It's like when you're out gardening and there gets a hole gets in the hose. You know what I'm saying? It never comes out of the stream. It's like everywhere, you know, like a sprinkler. And look at this guy. Thank you, Craig. Glad to see you here, my friend. Craig knows what a long shot is. Jeff called it the arc. Jimmy, y'all didn't do that in school? You do the long shot?
I don't think so. I was born in 85, so I didn't start going to school until I was
so you can see the parent-teacher meetings. Troy and Jeff, they've been doing long shots in the students' bathroom, and it went into Timmy's ear. He walked through the fire zone when they were shooting, and we have to put a stop to the long shot.
Here's one for you. My little brother got in trouble for in elementary school selling porno in the bathroom.
Dude, now
I hope it wasn't homemade.
What's that? No, not homemade.
I hope it wasn't homemade.
We would all do that. We were like a mob with pornography, dude.
Man,
remember how hard it was to
magazines. Dude,
Bro.
the first fucking time I saw porn, well, it wasn't even porn. It was probably like Playboy or Hustler. There was this old tree house in my neighbor's yard.
It was like little magazines he would sell and shit like that. Yeah.
I knocked on this guy's door, and me and my friend are like, "Hey, can we use your tree house?" He's like, "Yeah, it's all yours." So we set up in there. We got up there, and there was a whole bunch of fucking magazines up there. Let me tell you, man, I didn't come out of the bathroom for like 4 months.
Oh, you're the guy that glued them shut for everybody else.
Damn right.
You know what I remember? Me and my brother got really good, so we would do that. We would like steal so many porn magazines when we were kids, and we would sell them. And so we started doing these. Listen, I know you're laughing, Jeff, but we learned how to market it, dude, because so I would cut them up. My brother would distribute. We'd get the magazines, and we would label them like a 3-pack, a 2-pack. We would cut pictures up. You get in there with the scissors, you know, titties, pussy, ass. What do you want, man? Whatever. And they'd say 3-pack of this, 2-pack. So it would be like $1, $1.25, $4, $3, $5 was the mega pack. You got 10 of a whole bunch of good stuff. And if you get all that shit going on. So we were like dealing smut, doing the same thing out of brown paper bags.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, elementary
the kids didn't do that. The Christian kids
right.
like, I want a Bush one. Can I get a Bush? A 3-pack of Bush?
Yeah, freaking elementary school was like one of those outdoor markets in Mogadishu. You know, you could buy like AK-47s and, grenades and shit. In school, it was porn and candy and fucking weed.
Yep.
God, everything, dude. Fireworks.
The brownies that uncle made the night before that they weren't supposed to have.
Yep, fucking.
These are the brownies that make everybody laugh.
Dude, remember scrambled porn? Watching scrambled porn.
The Squigglies, 100%.
Like, is that a tit? I think it's a tit.
You don't really pause it back then. So you had to use your VHS and record it, and then play it back in slow mo, and it'd be
like, yeah. Oh my god, man! Scrambled porn.
You could play in slow mo if you recorded it on VHS.
Yeah, my parents had a satellite dish because we didn't have any cable where I live. They had one of those big, like 13-foot fucking hang. I used to have to sit out there and crank it while my dad watched the channels, make sure he was on the right satellite. And my parents would go to bed, and you could find all kinds of shit on there. The Playboy channel, the little late night Electric Blue, all that shit, man. It was great.
Yep, you can figure out how to do all that. You put in the PIN code. We'll just bill your bill. You didn't care. You'd run that bill to $1,000 on your parents, and they're reading it. They're like cream-filled bunnies. meat
It's a
skin
children's movie.
jockeys. You're like, whoa, what's this? I blame Dad. That's my dad, man. What are you doing, Dad? Man, yeah, dude. I really wish Jimmy had something to say that he did that was sneaky because
I'm trying to think. Like,
I mean, that sucks that you have to think about it, man.
Yeah, I got into all kinds
You're
of
just a
shit.
good dude. Fuck.
yeah, I can't really think of anything that I've ever stole.
I got a story to make y'all laugh. I'm gonna finally tell this. I never told it before. My mom used to buy like these generic sodas because they came in 3-liter bottles. So you could get like Soda Punch, Soda Mountain Dew, but it was always something like
Mr.
Mountain
Pepper.
Yep. Mountain Mist, Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder,
Big
dude.
mouth 3-liter
That sounds like a
bottles
porn
with big
star right
top.
there.
It does.
Dr. Thunder.
So my brother that's right beneath me got a hold of one of the bottles one night. He thought he was gonna have sex with the bottle. Right?
Oh, dude.
So it had a big mouth, so he like took his thumb and shoved his bird in there, dude, like in there, and then he got like hard. And what happened was it looked like a hot air balloon in there and shit. And I remember he started freaking out, and me and my brother Josh were laughing because he came in there. He's like running with this bottle, it's like bouncing around. He's trying to hold it, and you can see in there, it's like he caught this adult alien bear penis looking thing, and it was stuck.
Oh, dude.
And
Yeah,
so
it's like a toggle bolt, man. The
he tried
little
to
end
cut
goes
that
in, and then
off,
it comes to the
dude.
big end.
My dad had to get involved. I think it was
Okay.
just it got hard and he couldn't get rid of it. I thought we were gonna have to go to the doctors, but what he did was he didn't realize that he was gonna swell up like that in there, and then it just held all the blood and he was fucked, dude. I remember that to this day, and that was horrible. I don't know what he was doing in the bottle. I think back then some rolled up 2 chicken breasts or some meatloaf that your mom prepared was good enough. Why would you want a bottle?
I'll tell you what, I can't tell you how many fucking accidental and anal insertions we have in the hospital. It's like, oh yeah, I tripped and fell on my bowling trophy.
I know, right?
Oh, dude,
Well, I
people
would
come
just
in
be
with shit
honest. I
their
mean, if
ass
you're playing
all
around,
the
would you just be
time.
honest, Jeff? I'd be honest if I did it. I go, it was
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of fun.
dude,
The
I was
brother got in there, felt good, and then it said, whoop, just sucked it in.
Yep. Hey, can
So
you
you
get
actually
this
get a
guy
lot of
out
that?
my ass,
You get a lot of
please?
that, Jeff?
It's
Sure he
vintage.
does. I bet he does.
What's
you get
that?
a lot, Jeff? You get a lot
Oh,
of that?
there's
though?
plenty, dude. We get all kinds of weird shit, man. It's like 3:00 is the witching hour. You know, we get a lot of the psych cases come in. You know, a lot of the Baker acts and stuff. But we definitely get all the people who are probably waiting, you know, till late in the morning to come in because they stuck something up their ass that's not supposed to be there, and they didn't think to give it some sort of backstop. So I'm pretty sure that's why butt plugs.
That's a
have
good
those
thing
big-ass
for y'all.
things on the
Remember,
outside
guys.
to prevent such an accident. What'd you say,
That's
Troy?
right. That's right, Michelle, with a handle or a little mushroom on the end of it. You guys need to take Jeff's advice and learn to has a backstop.
Gotta have a backstop on the butt plug.
Yes.
That's a public service announcement from me right there to you.
I mean, sometimes people, I remember people getting beer bottles stuck in there.
Oh, dude, all kinds of shit. Light
The
bulbs.
beer bottle would be open.
Get a light bulb up your
suck
ass.
it in. And then they'd go to try to pull it back out, and it would like pull on their organs, and it would just get stuck. They couldn't get it out. So the only way to do is surgically remove it. Like they'd have to break the bottle, flush the glass.
Yeah. Well, there's not to be too graphic, but there's 2 sphincters. Once it gets in that inner one and it closes up around it, it's, you know, bye-bye hamster. Fucking Lemmy winks. Oh, dude, yeah. Once the second one's around it, you're fucking done, dude. You're done. You're going to the doctor.
So that's like this far, right?
No, it's probably like that far, man. You got your little fucking front sphincter. That's the last line of defense. See,
The last
And the
line of
second
I
defense.
love it. It's the last part of your defense. Slam. Close the
dude,
doors.
once
You ain't leaving.
Yeah, dude, you can't. That's like the fucking. You know those doors from the Death Star that open like that, the little round ones. You gotta watch.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, I was just thinking about how they got that bottle out of that dude's ass. I was reading that story. They had to drill a hole in the glass. But can you imagine? You got this
Ooh.
naked guy propped up, and some guy's holding the butt cheeks open. The other guy's going in with the tool, real slow. They're like, "Squirt it, Bob, squirt it," and you're rinsing it to keep the glass from shattering. You're working it in real cool, and then all of a sudden it burps. It's like, it comes out. This guy's laying there with a bottle coming out. Who, man, that's horrible, dude. Think
Yeah,
people.
they got to dilate or put the person under. You think that grown people would know that if you stick something up your ass that you're not going to be able to get out, it's going to be an embarrassing situation.
Let me
Unless
tell you
that's what
something.
you're going for.
I would
you know
live.
me, I'm as deviant as the next guy, but You know,
I know, but that's weird. I would at least tie a string
not
on
even
it.
weird, dude. It's dangerous. You know, it's not that it's, you know, but it's I don't know, man.
Yeah, it could turn sideways.
You know,
but I'll tell you what, dude.
Sakes.
I would have if I couldn't be doing that because I'd have a hell of a lot of selfies.
It was like a toothpick.
I would be doing selfies. Get right up next to that ass with a candle out of it. Boop, party at Bob. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be in trouble for sure.
Man, just don't put the lid in on the inside. That's good advice from me. There's another public service announcement for you.
Don't put the lid in on the inside.
Don't put the lid in on the inside.
Or just buy it. They got stores for those types of goodies, bro.
Yeah, dude. Porn stores are great. You can get all kinds of fun and things, I hear. Jimmy told me that you can get all kinds of shit there. So, you know.
What?
I said, Jimmy told me that you get all kinds of shit at the porn store.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I've seen some fun shit. I like it, dude. And like neon bright pink fists and stuff they sell that has a real long fluffy arm on it. I love that shit, dude.
I have no use for the fist myself, but
oh man, I want to drive around with it hanging out of my car door.
You know what you should do is have a fist fight. We'll get a couple of them and just fucking
dude, like
knocked out
at each other like floppy lightsabers. We need a green one and a red one.
Sloppy lightsabers, man.
I know, Michelle. I know what you meant when you said, trust me, they exist. I know they do because I know everybody in that field does some stuff. I mean, I know.
Oh, dude, I've seen x-rays. I've seen a lot of x-rays with people up there ask me like, what is that? You know, is that an inflatable raft? What the fuck?
Dude, people have done some crazy shit, man, for sure.
Well, hey, more power to them, but just, you know, use some common sense.
Maybe we'll have another we'll do another honesty show.
You know, I'm down with an honesty show, man. We should definitely do that.
We'll have Jimmy dig in his brain a little bit about what he's done. That might have been a little crooked.
Well, I'll try.
I have a lot of stories.
Jimmy's a good boy.
I have a lot of stories, dude, that I remember doing as a kid.
Oh, dude, I did dumb shit, man.
Living through it.
In the name of getting off, I did some fucking dumb shit.
Yep.
You
know what it is. That's what I mean. And I think people are, they hide it like they didn't, man. And I don't know. We'll have a true story sometime.
I'm down for true stories.
But we will. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight and hanging out with us for another roller coaster of diarrhea.
Man show here tonight. No Brittany.
Yeah, so that's really good because she doesn't get into this kind of stuff. Even though she was just as bad as the rest of us, she doesn't want anyone to know that.
Oh yeah. The only thing she hates worse is baby trauma.
That's right.
Talking about baby medical shit.
That's right, baby trauma. And I wish Brett was here because he's got some good ones too. We had some good stories.
Oh, sure, dude. Brett definitely could have added to this conversation.
We'll definitely have another the truth hour. Well, I'll start it. I'll make it a truth hour. We'll pick a random question and everybody. Jimmy's always going to say no, it's not fair, so he's always going to win. But he's going to do it.
If it happened, I'll let you know. But
one of his brothers will be, yeah, Jimmy, remember that time? That's going to happen. But I mean, I just think embarrassing moments will be a good episode next.
Oh, dude, I've got plenty. I don't really get embarrassed, but it takes a lot to fucking make me blush, man. A lot.
But embarrassing moments like when you're a kid, just
like an in-class kind of situation.
Yep.
Yep.
Putting in your elastic band, all kinds of stuff. That those days.
In the waistband.
Yep. Pushing it on it, squeezing it to get
only
it to
the
go
lucky
away.
ones, Troy. Only the lucky ones.
That's right. If you didn't, you had to roll it backwards. If it was too small, like a gonzo, you got to roll that up. But if you're lucky, you can put it in your waistband.
Oh, don't even get me started on some of the innies that my patients have.
Dude, that's scary because I know some big dudes that was talking about on this show one time that they would like put it in their belly button and bend over real fast like that and they could do themselves. That's awesome. It's worth me getting a giant belly to try that, dude. I want to stick it on the side and go like this and see if it works.
Oh, I thought you were talking about they could blow themselves. I was like, I thought the giant belly was
in the belly button. Like they'd roll the whole belly button over the top of it like a glove. Like, whoop.
I don't know what that would do to myself.
Real quick and then blow in their navel.
I'm a pretty confident man, but using my belly to jerk off with would probably be a hit.
Bro, I'll tell you what, man. That's right. Belly busters on OnlyFans. Exactly. Belly busters on OnlyFans, man. $19.99. Watch the show. Spin that fucker upside down, pop, and just spin it as fast as you can. Anyways, we'll have an embarrassing moment show next week. I'm glad everybody came out. I love every one of you, and I'm glad you're here. And thanks for listening and laughing a little bit. If you hate us or you love us, that's cool too. Pay attention. We love having you. Thanks for the support. And you guys hang tight a second, and I will.
Bye, everybody.
Logging off. And
next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for all the support, guys.